Namaste, Dandavat Pranam to all the assembled devotees. Dandavat Pranam to Sripad Purnananda Prabhu. I'm so happy to be joined by Purnananda Prabhu this morning in USA and in the evening in India. So we are here for our Friday Bhagavatam reading. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And here is Srimati Uma Devi joining. Dandavat Pranam Uma Devi.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Uma Devi, we have a special guest today.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Didi. Hare Krishna.
This is Purnananda Prabhu. Have you met him before?
From Narsingapalli?
No, he stays in Vrindavan.
Vrindavan. Okay, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. Dandavat.
Yes, Purnananda Prabhu was, when Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj first came to Navadvip Dham when he was living in Juhu and moved to Navadvip. Actually, Purnananda Prabhu was his assistant in Juhu, and they traveled to Sridhara Maharaj together, and they made that transition together. So today, after this Bhagavatam reading, Purnananda Prabhu is going to share with us some of his memories from that time.
Oh, very nice.
And Purnananda Prabhu, Srimati Uma Devi is such a wonderful devotee. She has been attending Maharaja's online sanghas for many years now, and she's so sweet and wonderful devotee.
And I went to Mysore with Maharaj.
Oh, yes?
Bangalore.
Oh.
And with Sripad Madhava Maharaj, we went both in 1981.
In Mysore.
Yeah, because we went to Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj and to open the Tirupati branch, in first time ISKCON branch in 1981. January 81 went there.
Yes.
So I went with Maharaj, Mysore and Bangalore, both places.
I did not know this.
There is a big history. I will explain after class.
Sure.
Please start your class, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. So, by the instruction and grace of our Gurudev Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. We're also paying our humble Dandavat Pranam to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada for providing us this wonderful commentary and translation of Bhagavatam. And finally, following the guidance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we are praying to Srimati Radharani. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati has told us that unless we can understand something about Srimati Radharani in Bhagavatam, then our study of Bhagavatam has been wasted if we haven't done that. But this is not so easy because Srimati Radharani's name is never mentioned explicitly in Bhagavatam. But nonetheless, our gurus, our acharyas have pointed us in the direction how we can learn and see Srimati Radharani in Bhagavatam. So we're giving some humble prayer to Srimati Radharani with this in mind. Yadi seva vanchitasya ma yasya kripaya vayam labema sarvam prapnuma prayojanam damni Shri Bhagavat Pade Krishna sambandhi sarvam sha yadi na jani mahe tutam astadashasu sahasreshu shlokanam Bhagavat oktishu radharanim na vindamatada nishphalam Bhagavat adhyayanam Radhikaya kripam vina vyartasyat sarva parishrama. If we are cheated out of serving that personality whose mercy awards us everything we need, including residence in the Lord's holy Dham and all things connected to Krishna, and if we cannot understand or discover Radharani within the 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, then our study of Srimad Bhagavatam has been pointless. Without the mercy of Srimati Radharani, all of our efforts are in vain. So now we are continuing our reading from Canto 5. I'm going to share the screen from Canto 5, Chapter 2. Canto 5 is called The Creative Impetus, and Chapter 2 is called The Activities of Maharaj Āgnīdhra. We're continuing from text 7. Katvam chikirshasi cha kim muni varya shale mayasi kapi bhagavat paradevataya vijay bibharshi dhanusi surid atmanorate kimbha mrigan mrigayase vipine pramatam. The prince mistakenly addressed the Apsara. O best of saintly persons, who are you? Why are you on this hill, and what do you want to do? Are you one of the illusory potencies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? You seem to be carrying two bows with strings. What is the reason you carry these bows? Is it for some purpose of your own or for the sake of a friend? Perhaps you carry them to kill the mad animals in this forest. Purport. While undergoing severe penances in the forest, Āgnīdhra was captivated by the movements of Purvachiti, the girl sent by Lord Brahma. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Kamaistaisthar Hrta Janaha, Jnanaha. When one becomes lusty, he loses his intelligence. Therefore, Āgnīdhra, having lost his intelligence, could not distinguish whether Purvachiti was male or female. He mistook her for a Muni Putra, the son of a saintly person in the forest, and addressed her as Muni Varya. Because of her personal beauty, however, he could not believe her to be a boy. He therefore began studying her features. First, he saw her two eyebrows, which were so expressive that he wondered whether he or she might be the Maya of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The words used in this connection are Bhagavat Para Devataya. Devata, the demigods, all belong to this material world, whereas Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is always beyond this material world and is therefore known as Paradevata. The material world is certainly created by Maya, but it is created under the direction of Paradevata, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyatesa Characharam. Maya is not the ultimate authority for the creation of this material world. Maya acts on behalf of Krishna. Purvachiti's eyebrows were so beautiful that Āgnīdhra compared them to bows without strings. He therefore asked her whether they were to be used for her own purposes or for the sake of someone else. Her eyebrows were like bows meant to kill animals in the forest. This material world is like a great forest, and its inhabitants are like forest animals, such as deer and tigers, meant to be killed. The killers are the eyebrows of beautiful women. Captivated by the beauty of the fair sex, all the men of the world are killed by bows without strings, but cannot see how they are killed by Maya. It is a fact, however, that they are being killed. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. By dint of his tapasya, Āgnīdhra could understand how Maya acts under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word pramatan is also significant. Pramata refers to one who cannot control his senses. The entire material world is being exploited by people who are pramata or vimudha. Prahlad Maharaj therefore said, Suchetato vimukha chetasa indriyartha maya shukaya baram udvahato vimudan. They are rotting in material activities for transient material pleasure and spoiling their lives, toiling all day and night simply for sense gratification, with no attachment for love of Godhead. I am simply lamenting for them and devising various plans to deliver them from the clutches of Maya. Bhagavatam 7.9.43. Karmis who act very seriously for sense gratification are always referred to in the Shastras by terms such as pramata, vimukha, and vimudha. They are killed by Maya. However, one who is a pramata, a sane, sober person, a dhira, knows very well that a human being's primary duty is to render service to the Supreme Person. Maya is always ready to kill those who are pramata with her invisible bows and arrows. Āgnīdhra questioned Purvachiti about this. Text 8. Bandhav imo Bhagavata Sata Patra Patro Santav Apnuka Ruchirav Pati Tigmadanto Kasmayuyun Chasi Vane Vicharana Vidma Shemaya no Jadadiyam Tabha Vikramostu. Then Āgnīdhra observed the glancing eyes of Purvachiti and said, My dear friend, you have two very powerful arrows, namely your glancing eyes. Those arrows have feathers like the petals of a lotus flower. Although they have no shafts, they are very beautiful, and they have very sharp, piercing points. They appear very peaceful, and thus it seems that they will not be shot at anyone. You must be loitering in this forest to shoot those arrows at someone, but I cannot understand whom. My intelligence is dull, and I cannot combat you. Indeed, no one can equal you in prowess, and therefore I pray that your prowess will be for my good fortune. Purport. Āgnīdhra thus began appreciating Purvachiti's powerful glance upon him. He compared her glancing eyes to very sharp arrows. Although her eyes were as beautiful as lotuses, they were simultaneously like shaftless arrows, and Āgnīdhra was therefore afraid of them. He hoped that her glances upon him would be favorable, because he was already captivated, and the more captivated he became, the more impossible it would be for him to remain without her. Āgnīdhra therefore prayed to Purvachiti that her glances at him would be auspicious and not futile. In other words, he prayed that she would become his wife. Text 9. Sisha ime Bhagavata parita patanti gayanti sama sarhasayam ajashram isham yusmach chika vilulita sumano bivrishiti sarve bhajantya rishigana ibhaveda shakaha. Seeing the bumblebees following Purvachiti, Maharaj Āgnīdhra said, My dear Lord, the bumblebees surrounding your body are like disciples surrounding your worshipable self. They are incessantly chanting the mantras of the Samaveda and the Upanishads, thus offering prayers to you. Just as great sages resort to the branches of Vedic literatures, the bumblebees are enjoying the showers of flowers falling from your hair. Text 10. Vacham param charana pandaratitirinam brahmanarupa mukaram shrunavama tubhyam labdha kandamba ruchir ankavitanka bimbe Yasyam alata paridhi kvachaval kalam te. O Brahmana, I can simply hear the tinkling of your ankle bells. Within those bells, Titiri birds seem to be chirping among themselves. Although I do not see their forms, I can hear how they are chirping. When I look at your beautiful circular hips, I see they are the lovely color of kandamba flowers, and your waist is encircled by a belt of burning cinders. Indeed, you seem to have forgotten to dress yourself. Purport. With lusty desires to see Purvachiti, Āgnīdhra especially gazed upon the girl's attractive hips and waist. When a man looks upon a woman with such lusty desires, he is captivated by her face, her breasts, and her waist. For a woman first attracts a man to fulfill his sexual desires by the beautiful features of her face, by the beautiful slope of her breasts, and also by her waist. Purvachiti was dressed in fine yellow silk, and therefore her hips looked like kandamba flowers. Because of her belt, her waist seemed to be encircled by burning cinders. She was fully dressed, but Āgnīdhra had become so lusty that he asked, "Why do you come naked?" Text 11. Kinsambratam ruchi rayor dvija shringhayoste madhye krisho bahasi yatradrishi sritame panko runa surabir atma vishana idrig inashramam subagha me surabi karosi. Āgnīdhra then praised Purvachiti's raised breasts. He said, "My dear Brahmana, your waist is very thin, yet with great difficulty you are carefully carrying two horns, to which my eyes have become attracted. What is filling those two beautiful horns? You seem to have spread fragrant red powder upon them, powder that is like the rising morning sun. O most fortunate one, I beg to inquire where you have gotten this fragrant powder that is perfuming my ashram, my place of residence." Purport. Āgnīdhra appreciated Purvachiti's raised breasts. After seeing the girl's breasts, he became almost mad. Nevertheless, he could not recognize whether Purvachiti was a boy or a girl, for as a result of his austerity, he saw no distinction between the two. He therefore addressed her with the word Dvija. Sorry about that. We had some interruption on my computer here. Okay, so purport. Nevertheless, he could not recognize whether Purvachiti was a boy or a girl, for as a result of his austerity, he saw no distinction between the two. He therefore addressed her with the word Dvija. O Brahmana, yet why should a Dvija, a Brahmana boy, have horns on his chest? Because the boy's waist was thin, Āgnīdhra thought he was carrying the horns with great difficulty, and therefore they must be filled with something very valuable. Otherwise, why would he carry them? When a woman's waist is thin and her breasts are full, she looks very attractive. Āgnīdhra, his eyes attracted, contemplated the heavy breasts on the girl's thin body and imagined how her back must sustain them. Āgnīdhra imagined that her raised breasts were two horns that she had covered with cloth, so that others would not see the valuables within them. Āgnīdhra, however, was very anxious to see them. Therefore he requested, "Please uncover them so that I can see what you are carrying. Rest assured that I shall not take it away. If you feel an inconvenience in removing the covering, I can help you. I myself can uncover them to see what valuable things those raised horns contain." He was also surprised to see the red dust of perfumed kumkuma spread over her breasts. Nevertheless, still considering Purvachiti a boy, Āgnīdhra addressed her as Subhag, most fortunate Muni. The boy must have been fortunate, otherwise how simply, by standing there, could he perform Āgnīdra's entire ashram? Perfume Āgnīdra's entire ashram. So we'll end our reading here for today. And we'll continue from this text 12 on Monday during our next reading, where we're worshiping all aspects of Srimad Bhagavatam, even the inconceivable aspects to us. So thank you
Very nice,
for
Prabhu.
joining. So Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Acharya Dev Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the worldwide devotees, Sama Bhaktiveda Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Prabhu Ki Jai, Ganga Mai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Giri Govardhan, Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai, Shyam Kund, Radha Kund Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Vrinda Devi Ki Jai,
Jai.
Jai Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yajna Ki Jai, Scientific Sankirtan Yajna Ki Jai, Princeton Bhakti Vedanta Institute Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari 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 Bo,
Hari Hari
Jai Jai Sripad Purnananda Prabhu Srimati Uma Devi Dasi Ki Jai, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Keshav Prabhu ki Jai. Hari Katha.
So I will just I'll end the Facebook live